So we're going to show you just your natural tempo first, so you're going to watch the rhythm you have on your own throughout the swing. So pretty good pace there. You wind, you let it loose. A little long at the top of your backswing, as you can see. And you come back down in a pretty good attack angle. You square up and turn nicely onto your left side. In the setup positions themselves, what I like is club face is squared up behind the ball. Shaft angle is kind of neutrally positioned just under your waist, so arms are hanging down comfortably. Stance is about shoulder width. Club and ball are in the center of your stance. And grip pretty much is in a good position. The one thing that kind of varied a little bit was your bottom hand, the right hand, tended to on occasion get a little too tight or almost turn over a little bit. You always want to make sure that you don't see any knuckles on your bottom hand, and it stays a little softer as far as grip pressure. What that'll do, it'll keep your forearm a little more relaxed, so that right arm won't tend to kind of want to take over on the takeaway and snag things back. So just keeping more tucked in there, like you can see, right? That our forearm just gets a little bit tight, and that's simply more in the grip pressure. So we can soften that. And the other little thing, which you did for the most part, but do it on a regular basis, is make sure you're consistently balanced on the balls of your feet, and make sure your weight doesn't swing to the flats of your feet or your heels. Just athletic, right? So your arms can hang down freely. We're going to watch your takeaway now from the positions you're in. And you can see going back, club goes back in a pretty good takeaway path on a slightly inward arc, as you can see the club go away. Once you get about halfway back, you can see in that position the club does get a little flat. See the shaft angle? That's due to grip pressure. You want to have your arms and hands a little higher as you go halfway back. Once you get about there, then the club sets and you can see it gets a little beyond parallel. I don't mind that so much. I would prefer just the club to go a little more vertically up on plane, as opposed to getting a little bit flat and tucked inside. And a good drill you can work on is just maybe even at home, set yourself in front of a fence or a wall if you can with the posture you have, and in slow motion make little practice swings where you keep the shaft swinging in front of the fence line and not potentially making contact with the fence as you would at the end of your takeaway before it rises, right? Just get you more on plane, more upright with that swing angle. But from there, you do a good job of dropping the club back in, and this one returning from the inside and extending out and releasing onto your target. It just involves a little too much recovery and timing if we get too far inside, and you have to come over the top potentially if you get hurried, right? So just a little more neutral swing plane, and the club can drop down a little easier and not have to manipulate the club back as much on your own, all right? Other than that, no, pretty solid.